is episode 216 of the Metal Roundtable. I am Metal Rob, and with me, as always, right there.
Is that me? Am I still
you.
loud enough, by the way?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, we can hear you good.
Okay. All right.
Who are you?
I'm Carcass John,
There you go.
I guess.
And right there, out in the land of enchantment,
Yep.
He does live in the land of enchantment. And
I sure
Steve-O,
do.
where are you right now? You're not in any enchanting land. I
I am
almost
still stuck in Baltimore, man. 3 more days. I can't wait to get home. I'm so
Baltimore. Good old Baltimore.
home of the Ravens.
Did you catch any record stores while you're out there?
Now I'm going to go tomorrow. There's 2 record stores within about 2 miles of here. I'm actually, speaking of the Ravens, I'm maybe half a block or 2 blocks from Oriole Stadium, and then Ravens Stadium is right next to it. So
Nice.
That is a nice ballpark, by the way, the Oriole Field or whatever they call it. It is beautiful, and it is really authentic looking. I've actually been there. Would highly advise a trip back for a baseball game.
yeah, I was disappointed when they sent. I was supposed to come this summer, and it got changed at the last minute. It would have been nice to be able to catch a couple games there because it is one of the classic stadiums.
Great place. Anyway,
Well, we're going to get to Carcass's pick of the week in just a second, but we can go around the horn real fast. I am super unprepared. I know that's shocking to any of you
What?
who have watched this for any length of time, that I would be unprepared. But we were a couple minutes late because I've been out of the driver's seat for a couple weeks and forgot how to start the broadcast. So, but we are back. I am here for once, which is nice. I want to throw a very quick something out. I'm not going to go into detail. Got a little health thing going on. Could be serious down the road. That's all I'm going to say about it. Taking good steps. Everything is good. I feel okay. I may be in and out a little bit. Scott and Carcass know. I haven't told Steve anything yet, but yeah, just a little something going on. Had a little checkup and got a little concerning result. And so, yeah, that's it. Not trying to be cryptic, but if I'm in or out, and that's what kept me out a little bit, some stress related situation. That's why I was out for a few weeks and stuff
Yep.
like that.
So basically what happened is he went to his doctor, and his doctor informed him that he's bald.
Right.
And
that really stressed him out. And
Molecularly
out.
challenged.
Yeah.
he just didn't know. So
Right.
I
So
get
not
that.
to belabor that crap, but anyway.
all he saw was the hair on his chinny chin, and he
Yeah.
thought, I'm good. I got to be good.
Right.
That's what's been going on. And thanks to these boys for soldiering on with the flag of meta. That's it. I got no
That's
shout outs. I haven't really. I couldn't be more unprepared.
But
That's
you're
all right.
here, so that's fine.
But you're here, so that's what matters. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was going to say. So
Yeah. Who's next? Shout
if
out.
nothing.
Go ahead, Scott.
Well, I mean, I don't have any musical shout outs at the moment, but today my grandson had surgery on his leg because he busted his leg in 3 spots. So he's back
Yeesh.
home again. So I'm glad about that. That kind of was, I mean, it's only a broken leg. I know that happens to kids all the time, but kind of stressed me out a little bit. And then on Thursday, my wife's going to have surgery too. So yay.
It never
Yeah.
seems to end, does it?
No, it does not. So
Queen is a little under the weather herself, and it's been very, very hard to watch. So anyway,
As
What
I
about
tell
you?
my daughter, lots of scars means lots of fun.
Yeah.
battle scars.
Yeah.
yeah, we just
Yeah,
watched Flash over the weekend, and I don't know if I should tip my hand, but one of the old Batmans reappears, and he said, "We're defined by our scars." So Steve, I don't know. She's probably a highly defined person.
My dad said that when I was a kid, whenever I hurt myself, the more scars you have, the more fun you're having. So
Yeah.
I live by that, and I'm scarred all to hell. So,
I've only got a couple.
and that emotional scars too, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, you gotta include those. Those are probably the worst
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
because people don't know why you're hurting, and it's always internal. They can't see the obvious, so who knows? well, I guess it's around the horn to me. I don't know. Shout out to Brett Stalkup, lawyer and friend of the show. Rob and I know him well. And he's got a new podcast starting called Choices, and he's got a real funky sidekick that's going to be on with him. So we'll make sure that it's an odd couple at best, but boy, we did a dry run on Saturday, and Monkey Butt was just shaking his head going, wow, didn't expect that. So
Brett's a badass, man.
so yeah, I told him, he says, I'm not in this to lose. And I said, well, of course you're not. Who would play to lose? And I said, and if you could pick anybody, I'd pick Dirk Nowitzki if I was in a pickup game, and yet you picked me. So, and he goes, oh no, you're better than Dirk. He's retired and you're not. So anyway, what can I say? But anyway, shout out to the Queen too. Like I said, she's been under the weather a little bit, and it's really wearing out on both of us, just because I feel helpless. I mean, sometimes you just got to let it ride its course, and that whole stress thing is the worst kind of feeling, because it just wears you down internally, emotionally, and physically also. But I don't know. Life could, they say, it could always be worse, right?
Yeah.
And let's cross our fingers and make sure it's not. And Metal Rob, I know we had talked about the health thing. We don't want to wear it on our sleeve, but I've been dead before, so I'm a living testament that you can recover.
Oh yeah.
So but do what the doctor says. It's really important. I had a little wake-up call back on the 30th when I had a follow-up on my yearly physical. And fortunately, I'm down about 20 pounds, and I'm gonna get down to my fighting weight.
You look sexy.
I'm gonna look even sexier. Plus, I got a big day in July coming up here. Pretty dang quick, man. I'm gonna go shirtless. I'm just gonna wear a tie, and that's it.
Okay.
Right on.
Yeah.
I'm wearing more than a tie.
Okay.
Well, okay. I'll wear skivvies too, but
Okay.
and
So
cowboy boots.
you can wear a tie up here, and then you can wear a bow tie down there.
Yeah.
Now there's an idea that I didn't think of. So
It could be a wedding present.
right, I'm gonna wear cowboy boots, a bow, and a regular tie. Got it.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Don't go commando either, Fraser says.
I'll go commando if I want to. No, I'm just kidding. You're right. I probably shouldn't.
Let's do Carcass's. Let's do Carcass's pick of the week, and then I do have something that I picked up that's not going to be anything new to anybody here, but I kind of want to show it because it's neat.
Okay. Well, man, I seriously, I do take this seriously. In fact, I actually lost a little sleep over it because I want my opinion to be valid, but I mean, I know my taste in music is not for everybody, but I think that I think that I've come up with some pretty good picks that every metalhead should have. I think we all agree. So that's why I think everybody needs Al Martino, all of me. No, I'm just kidding. Taking this seriously. So I think what I want to do.
Osric Tentacles.
No. Thank you. I got him to mention.
Rob
I got him
said
to mention it, Scott, and I didn't
Rob
say
said
it. Tony Clem, notice that Rob said Osric Tentacles. All right, so this is what I want to do with your permission. I want to have 2 picks a week.
Do it.
A rock pick and a metal pick, because I think that rock helped set the stage for metal, and being older, rock, heavy metal was Deep Purple and Aerosmith and Ted Nugent. And now it's much, much different. So, my rock pick for the week is ZZ Top Tres Hombres.
That's good.
Believe it or not, this is a heavy, heavy, heavy record. It's steeped in the blues, which we all know is the foundation for heavy metal. I just asked Black Sabbath and Tony Iommi. But I think every collector needs this album in whatever form. I've actually got one that's an audiophile pressing on jalapeno green vinyl, and it sounds wonderful.
I have that copy too.
But I have a London pressing, I have a Warner Brothers pressing, and then I have the jalapeno pressing. I love this record. I think everybody needs it in their collection. Now, my metal pick of the week. Slayer, Rain and Blood. I know that the early stuff, Haunting the Chapel and Show No Mercy, those were important records too, but I think this was the turning point. This is what slapped people in the back of the heads and really got everyone's attention. And it's the most savage 28 minutes of metal, at least for its era. And so I think everybody needs to find a clean copy of Rain and Blood. They've reissued it several times now. And so this is my metal pick of the week. So there. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I'm going to throw up something real quick, and then Scott and I are going to do a little bit of Ace Frehley talk. We won't take too long. So I'm going through a collection the other day because if you guys don't know, I have a little record store in Plano, Texas, in the back of my buddy's video game store. And so I buy and sell collections from time to time when I'm not doing mastering or working at my normal job. And I love going through that stuff. It doesn't matter what genre it is. I've listened to so many different things just out of curiosity. Now, I did know what this was. And when I pulled it off the stack, this has probably been sitting down there for 6 months, maybe longer. So I pull this off the stack. Okay, no big deal, right? Deep Purple, made in Japan.
Great live album.
Yeah, we all know about it.
It's a huge deal. That's
so
a great.
I pick it up, and I'm looking at the back of it, and it says 24 karat gold compact disc, and I'm like, oh, very nice.
Oh my.
Okay, well, let me go see about this, and I'll set it to the side. So I went to look on Discogs to investigate it a little more. Currently, 3 copies for sale starting at $356.52.
Winner chicken dinner.
I'll give you 25 bucks.
So
We're starting the bid on $25.
The last one, check this out. The last one was in mint condition, sold for $395.65.
Wow.
Before that, $215.19, $173.91, $125, and it's all over through the 2s and 200s and 300s, and I was like, "What the hell?" So anyway, I'm going to do this live on the show. This is the copy I just found. This is how we do this. Okay, right here.
Hey,
Here's
does this?
It's on my shelf.
Uh-huh. So, hey, let me ask you something, Rob. Does this make up for the time that I came by and found that G3 CD and said, hey, do you want this? And you said, no, just take it. And it turned out that it was signed by Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, and Yngwie Malmsteen. Does it make up for that?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. All right, good.
I found, you guys remember the band 10 Years from a few years back?
Yeah, I think so.
They were like, I don't remember if they were an alternative band or a hard rock band, but I was at Goodwill like a year ago or 2 years ago, and I found their debut EP for like 75 cents, whatever Goodwill charges. And I got home and I was looking at it on Discogs. It's like a $250 CD. I guess they only pressed like 200 of them, and it was only available at shows. So I put it up on Discogs for like $200, thinking it would sit there for like 6 months. It was gone in like 35 minutes. It's the fastest I've ever sold anything on there.
That's awesome. I picked up my buddy down in Plano, and I go garage selling a lot to see if we can just find crap to sell at, community garage sales and whatever. And we pick up CDs that we want along the way. So he picked up a few records the other day. He calls me and says, hey, man, I got some metal records. I'm going to sell you for the shop. And I was like, yeah, killer, man. What's in there? First thing he pulls out is an original Pantera Power Metal.
Oh, nice.
In the shrink wrap. And then, so that was lucky. And so he sold me a few records, including that one. And then I went out to Whitewright, Texas over the weekend, about 45 minutes from here, in the middle of nowhere. And this lady had advertised some records for sale, and so I saw a couple things, and I drove out there, and what a sweet little old country lady, super nice. And I get in there, And there's metal records. There's Priest and Maiden and stuff like that. Nothing crazy, and the condition was pretty rough until I get to two things. The original Silver Label Megaforce Ride the Lightning in the shrink wrap, and Motley Crue Too Fast for Love on leather record.
Oh, wow.
I was like, you never find that crap.
That thing's getting ridiculous too. I remember when you can get that for $75, and I thought about buying it, but I thought it was too much. And now it was like $600, $700.
Yeah, I think I paid $80 for mine. Now this one's pretty scuffed.
Yeah.
So I need to play it and see if it skips. But yeah, I sold mine to a guy that I'm buddies on Facebook with. He came over and got it, and he gave me $500 for it. But it was beautiful. It was near perfect.
Yeah, that's one I always kick myself for, that one. And there's a couple more that were like that, you know, they were like $35, $40 records forever. And you're like, oh, I'll find it for like 25 one
Right.
day, like $400, 500. It's ridiculous, especially metal. It's just gotten so crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah. But
Yeah, try finding the early Dirty Looks albums.
Oh yeah.
Even
dude, there was Cool from the Wire in there.
Yeah, and Cool from the
What,
Wire,
on
even
vinyl?
Cool from the Wire
Yeah.
on like even Cool from the Wire on eBay is like $50-$60 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one in there. I haven't gone through it to check. I know some of them were pretty rough. Some of them were water damaged and moldy and really pretty gross. But there were some absolute gems in there, like that Dirty Look. It appears unplayed. There was a nice Keel record in there, and I can't remember what else. But
Well,
and
by
it
the
made me
way,
think-
speaking of water damage, I think I sent you that Ludwig Led Zeppelin 2. I've got to replace it. This thing was in the shrink wrap. I couldn't tell that it was water damaged. I bought it. It's so trashed I can't even open the gatefold, and it has a hype sticker that I've never ever seen. But I need anybody out there has got a Led Zeppelin 2 Ludwig pressing and it's got kind of a glossier cover than the standard flat. Man, hit me up. I'll pay you the whatever you think it's worth, and I just need to get that other water damaged one out of my collection.
I looked for the one with the hype sticker on it for you, and I couldn't.
No, even if it doesn't have the hype sticker, because it was on the shrink wrap, and
Yeah.
I'm sure people tore it off and threw it away.
Oh, okay.
But if you can get a Ludwig pressing with the glossier cover, man,
Yeah,
I'm all in on it.
That's gonna be tough. Those Ludwigs are expensive, man.
I see the Ludwigs in G condition going for like $150 now. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I feel bad that I spent $65 plus tax, but it just whatever.
Hey,
I got the hype sticker, so
Hey, Scott.
Yo.
When I pulled out that Motley Crue record, it hit me like 10,000 volts.
Nice. Hey, before we get into that though, you guys were talking about how it's still in the shrink. Let me show you why I don't like stuff that is still in the shrink after 30 or 40 years. This is a Rod's record that was still in the shrink. Can you see how the shrink destroyed the ink?
Yeah.
well, they
Oh,
call
yeah.
it shrink wrap
It
because
didn't-
it shrinks and it does that
Right.
to the record.
Yeah, you see, it's not the warping. If you look here, you see all that. It
Yeah,
just
it ate
ripped-
away the.
It ate the ink away.
Oh.
It's supposed to look like this, nice and shiny and black and pretty.
Yeah.
But it
I
looks
was
like
lucky. These
that.
were open, and so yeah, the shrink didn't do anything to it. They're still flat, but
A lot of times, if it's in an area has a lot of moisture and just humidity all the time, that's when this happens. But it can happen with any record because the ink interacts with the chemicals in the plastic, and that's what can happen.
Yep.
It can also happen to the actual record itself.
yep.
Can also happen if it sits on the floor of your garage for 30 years and heaven forbid that it rains. And you know what? It'll get into the vinyl too. It'll get through a pinhole. It'll wick into the cover and it'll get on. And in fact, there is mold etched on the vinyl of this record.
Yep.
That's how
Yep,
bad it is.
I've seen that plenty of times.
But you were talking about something called what was it called? 10,000 volts.
Yes.
Copy sitting at home waiting for me. I got the silver with the black cover one with the lightning bolt on it.
Nice. So
Here it is.
I heard. Oh, there you go.
Except mine's not called 10,000 volts.
Oh.
Cherry Medicine.
I haven't seen that one.
What is that?
Is that a single?
No, it's the album.
He did like 7 different versions of it.
There's 7. There's a bunch of different versions out there. A lot of them have the same cover. This one has a whole different cover and title.
Yeah, the one I
But if
have
you
on
look on
the cover too, it's just the lightning bolt logo and it says 10,000 volts.
Yeah, but if you look on the spine, it still says 10,000 volts in the spine. So but yeah.
My review of it is I heard the first song 10,000 volts and I was blown away. I absolutely loved the song. I played the crap out of it on Spotify and couldn't wait for it to come out. And it finally came out. And I listened to the whole thing, and I'll tell you my thoughts, and then I'll give you someone else's thoughts that I talked to about it. I'll see what you guys think. We don't have to go into deep detail, but I loved it. When I listened to the whole album, there were many songs on it that put me in a time machine back to the 1978 solo album. I really enjoy it. I love the goofy lyrics, the goofy love lyrics, the goofy I'm infatuated with my lady lyrics. I love it. I thought it was dripping with Ace Frehley. Well, then I got to talking to a buddy of mine, and he's like, he probably didn't play anything on that. So I was like, don't tell me that. But he sings on it. They sound like Ace songs to me. I think Steve Brown from Trickster plays a whole bunch on it, which is great. And there are some undeniable Ace Frehley solos on the record. But for me, I find it a very enjoyable listen. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. I really like it.
Well, he's not a young guy either, is he? He can't be more than 8 or 9 years younger than Ace.
I don't know. I have no idea. But if you get good players to write good songs, you know. But what did you think, Scott?
I like it a lot. I think it's way better than the last original studio album. His last album was a covers album, but the one before that was just okay to me. This one here, I've listened to it like 4 or 5 times already, and I really enjoy it. And my dogs are freaking out again. Sorry. There's some great stuff on there. First of all, you got Back in My Arms Again, which is an old Frehley's Comet track that was never recorded for any Frehley's Comet album. It was just a demo. So they brought that back out, and it's a good song. I don't know why they didn't record it back in the day. 10,000 Volts is great. Love Cherry Medicine, even though he pronounces medicine funny. I still think it's a great song. Medicine, yeah. But I don't know. It just sounds like Ace, and I love how it ends, too. The last song, Stratosphere, it's just, it's got a little instrumental thing at the end, which almost every Ace Frehley album does, and I think it's a really good, solid album from him. His vocals are quirky, his lyrics are quirky, but that's pretty. Come on, it's always been Ace. He's always been quirky with the lyrics.
That's what I like about it.
So it sounds like an Ace record to me. I can't say if he played all the rhythm guitars or not. Who cares? All I know is the songs are good, and I like the vocals. I like Ace's can't sing, don't care style. I put him right in there with Uli John Roth and Joe Perry. Can't sing, don't care. So
So even Ace Frehley has become like Kiss, where you just got backup guys doing all the hard work, and they just sort of are the figureheads.
Well, you got to think about over the years how many albums, and even Kiss albums. Scott and I talked about this the other day, that you listened to and you loved them as Kiss albums, and those dudes didn't play on that. Peter Criss barely played on any of it, And
we were just talking about. I was talking about another live stream the other night with John, who's another new wave of British heavy metal guy. And Kiss was never ahead of the curve. They were always following somebody. They just packaged it really well. Most of their look came from Sweet and a couple of other bands. They stole the costume ideas. They kind of stole their sound a little bit from other bands of the time. They just packaged it better than anybody else did.
Yeah.
We
got some new names in here since I was here last time. And Scotty, I have not heard the band Feel. Huh. I'll make a note. So what's on you boys' minds?
Damien Hair Metal enjoys the new Ace album, so that's good to hear. And Ice Earth fans,
who didn't
Random
really?
Blog does.
There was one back further in the comments, and he's just like, yeah, he found it lacking. But I don't know enough of. Oh, I didn't. Let's see, earache my eye. I didn't like the new Ace LP. I found it lacking.
Oh yeah, and I've heard that.
I've heard that too. I've heard people who don't like it, but
yeah.
I mean, I honestly wasn't expecting to like it, so I didn't have super high expectations because I thought the last album was just okay, but I really enjoyed this one, man.
I'm kind of at the point in life where I like some quirky stuff too, and if you don't like it, so what? I don't care. I really don't. I mean, if you ask me my opinion, I'm going to give you my opinion, but it's just that. I mean, it's not like it's gospel or anything. Although, if I tell you that you should listen to Tomb Mold, you really should. But it's still your choice. Or Osric Tentacles, for that matter. But there, I said it. Yeah.
Carcass, what do you get if you have 3 pinions in this hand and 4 pinions in this hand?
6 opinion, or 7 opinions, I guess. I don't know.
A difference of opinion.
I got it. That's funny.
Yeah,
I like it.
My math is terrible this time of day.
Would you guys like a hot heavy metal take right now here?
Right now, let's hear it. Go.
Let's hear it. Go.
The new Bruce Dickinson is better than anything Iron Maiden has done in 20 years.
Well, that's not hard to.
Well, yeah, whatever. All he had to do is show up. All he had to do is show up at the studio, and it was going to be better.
Oh man! Well, I guess we'll never get Steve Harris on the show.
Maybe you can get your buddy Colwell from the Roundhouse tapes or whatever. Who was that guy?
What?
He was a Colwell, wasn't he?
Oh, no. He's associated with them, but he wasn't in the band. So
oh, okay, all right.
Dave was in Bad Company, but he knows Adrian. They're big buddies.
Fraser Dawson. It's not like they don't really the new wave. Okay, look, you want to hear a hot heavy metal opinion?
Yes.
I think most of the new wave of British heavy metal is just overhyped hair metal. And it's weak, and it's overly priced. I think there's some of it that's really good, but the most of it is just, oh my gosh, why?
Well, most of it, the best stuff for most of those bands are the singles. A lot of the big new wave British heavy metal bands, when you get the albums, the best 2 songs on there are the singles. I mean, that's 100% realistic, Yeah,
but I mean, Vardis, Holocaust, some of the, I mean, there's some great new wave of British heavy metal bands, but man, I know people that don't care if it sucks or not. They'll go out and buy it because it's new wave of British heavy metal, and I gotta have every single that was ever put out, and that's fine if that's what you have. If that's your thing, man, go for it.
You have some crappy death metal albums behind you there too.
I'm sure that there are some crap death metal. I am ever so positive that that is the truth.
Oh man.
Not all of them are good.
Yeah, once you get into collecting something, you get, especially the guys that are into those singles.
Well,
some of those singles are.
Do I dare even mention Metallica on this show? Wow. Because I really want to go out and get 72 Seasons. At least find it on a cheap CD, but I just can't bring myself to buy it because it's just I did a favor for a guy at work. He's a young kid. He's kind of doesn't really know. And so I did a CD called The Good Metallica, and then I did a CD called The Rehab Metallica. And it is so, he couldn't even get through the first 3 songs of The Rehab Metallica because he said, man, The Good Metallica, which I pulled from the first 3 albums and Garage Days Revisited, he said, it's so much better than what they were putting out after that. And I said, I've been trying to explain this to people. And the fact of the matter is they had so much goodwill with those first 3 records and the Garage Days EP that people would just go out and buy whatever because they didn't care. Now, have I heard the 72 Seasons? No, I have not heard the whole thing. I heard the snippets that they put out on the internet.
On Spotify.
And so I can go, I'm my commitment after the show is I'm going to go to YouTube, I'm going to listen to the album, and then I will render my opinion next week. How about that?
Okay.
Here's a lot of those bands, when a lot of our favorite bands from the 80s especially, and from the 70s, they'll put out a new album and I'll dig it for a couple weeks, and then honestly I'll never touch it again. If I'm in the mood for that band, I'll go pull one of their albums from the 70s or 80s. I may pull out that album again just to check it out, but it's not something I get into a rotation with. The only thing in the last few years, that last Judas Priest album, I still pull out all the time. It was just so good.
Yep.
The last Overkill, I still pull out from time to time. But most of those albums, even from bands that I love, I get into them for a month or two, and then I just don't listen to them again.
So are you excited about the new? Are you excited about the new Priest?
Yeah, I just got the confirmation it's coming. I haven't listened to the singles yet on purpose. I want to wait till it comes out.
I listened to one song a long time ago. Couldn't even tell you what the name of the song is anymore. I pre-ordered it, so I'm waiting for it. But I don't know. This is a band that I love, and I think their new albums are as good, if not better, than their old albums. But what do you think of this?
I haven't. Is that The Wake?
Yes.
Yeah, certainly a different. I was just telling this same kid at work. That's like a tale of three bands. I mean, they had a grungy, like a.
Oh, that's a tale of like five bands.
Well, probably so, because they were like a grungy, speed thrash band for a while, and then they were a technical, ambient kind of weird band, and then they were like a rock band. Like Scott knows that Outer Limits. Heck, Scott ordered me the Outer Limits as you and I, Rob, sat at the restaurant waiting for our food. He ordered the Outer Limits for me because you can't find it on vinyl. I mean, it only came out in Europe, and it's like $300. So whoever put it out again, thank goodness, I have a vinyl copy of it. But that may be one of the best rock albums ever made. And now I don't know what they're doing, but I like what they're doing. And when you need a bass player and you go out and get Jason Newsted, man, mad props to you. Those
two Newsted albums are fantastic.
Yeah. So Voivod.
This is actually one of my favorites of the newer stuff that they've released. I
think that's a fantastic album. I agree with you.
This is the original pressing here. This is the Record Store Day pressing that's coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
On Record Store Day, obviously in April. Not a huge difference, but this is one big difference.
Oh yeah, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, this one has nothing.
I'm looking forward to the new Accept too. I really did. I like the last Accept quite a bit.
I think Accept is getting better.
Yeah. Well, I thought their album before that was so-so, but then the one before, the one with the bull on the cover, Blind Rage, and that album was so good.
Well, back to your comment earlier, Steve, you were talking about pulling out albums from early in bands' careers. I find that I go back and revisit the newer stuff more than the older stuff because to me, I've played it so much and I still love it and I'm always going to love it. But man, I play a lot of new music from legacy, whatever you want to call them, from old school bands. And
I definitely go through phases, and sometimes I'll kind of force myself to pull out something newer. I just did that with Judas Priest. I hadn't listened to Nostradamus in like 5 or 6 years, so I pulled that one out. And I'll do that from time to time. But, for the most part, when I want to hear those, I go back to, a certain period.
Right.
I can't get the
I see it. It's like laser etched.
Fraser,
it's laser etched.
Fraser brings up the new Saxon album. It is excellent. Excellent. I love the new Saxon album.
Saxon's been killing it too. Their last 3 albums have been really good.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
Carpe Diem was great, but I actually like the new one. Man, it might be my favorite Saxon album. It's so good. There's so many good.
But they started this trend back with Killing Ground. I mean, they are relentless now. With Lionheart, Killing Ground, all those, and they just keep getting better. They're like Accept, the new Accept.
Isn't Saxon using Andy Sneed too?
Andy
Saxon did use Andy Sneed. Yes, they did.
Yeah. All these bands that we're talking about that have been putting out killer albums, he's produced almost all of them.
Yeah, I'm looking. I've got it.
So it wasn't Bob Rock.
Yeah.
I think that's really what like Metallica and Iron Maiden. If they had instead of Yes Man, if they had someone that was actually a producer
Yeah,
that could help them to
tell them no, this
refine their tracks and because Iron Maiden stuff just drones on and on and on and on. The songs are overly long; they don't do much. I mean, and I love long songs. I'm a huge prog rock fan, and that's what everybody keeps telling me. Well, Iron Maiden's prog rock now. It's like it's not very proggy. It's just straightforward.
Just long.
It's drone rock.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I don't dislike it, but I have a hard time getting into those albums.
Yeah, if I want a long song, I'm going to listen to Power Slave.
Yeah.
Did I show you my Aerosmith Grail that came in the mail?
No.
I bet I know what it is. Oh, no, I don't know what that is.
No. What is that?
This is a Japanese pressing. There is no Obi because it never had an Obi. It is a club edition from 1977, and it is stupid rare. I've never actually held one in my hand. Has the insert in it with the Japanese lighting and all the, it is on Sony label, CBS Sony.
Is it a greatest hits or what is it?
Sort of. It was a compilation that they put out on. I assume it was Sony's Japanese. Remember those old things where you could order 10 for a penny things?
Right,
right. Yeah, it was.
Japan does a lot of those. They did a lot of those comps in the 70s and 80s that were Japan only.
But yeah, this one's weird because it was only available through that record club. So I've never actually seen one or owned one and held it in my hand. So when one of the sellers I follow on eBay had one for a decent, and then when I do see them, I ain't paying no $400 for no record with a bunch of songs I already have on it. So yeah, I got it for. This thing is near mint, and I got it for well under $50.
Wow.
I am highly anticipating, Arya, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. I am highly anticipating the new Judas Priest. That little EP thing they put out, I like every song. And it took me a minute to come around on the first one. I think it was Panic Attack that they released a few months ago. But, man, I have really come around, and I like it a lot.
So this is the insert. You see this couple of specs on there?
Yep.
That's the reason he sold it to me cheaper, because he said that the insert was just a VG. And I got it, and I'm like, really? A couple of specs makes it VG? Cool.
Yeah, you need for those.
You
need a white eraser, and it'll take those right off, Scott.
Yeah.
Yep, but a white eraser, not a pink eraser.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
railroad
you there.
I think the new Bruce Dickinson is great. I really, really like it.
So wait a minute. What makes it great? Because I like his solo stuff.
Honestly, because it sounds like solo Bruce Dickinson, and I love a ton of the solo Bruce Dickinson stuff with Roy Z. It's just good, man. It's just.
Is Roy Z playing on this new one?
I honestly don't know. But man, I like it a lot because I like Accident of Birth, I like Chemical Wedding. I like all that stuff, and it's more, even maybe more modern versions that I like it a lot. I don't have it yet. I need to buy
Accident of Birth is sitting on my turntable right now. That's what I was listening to while I packed to come to Baltimore. Funny enough,
such a good album.
Yeah, this is the 7-inch single that the pre-sold the album, and it's still sealed. I haven't opened it yet, so kind of figured I was going to wait for the album, listen to the whole album. But
yeah, I bought it when you told me about it, and I still haven't listened to it either.
The single?
Yeah,
because it was really cheap and they were going quick. So
$7 or $8.
Yeah, and it's a gatefold. I don't know what else is in there. I haven't opened it yet. I hate that. I always open my records.
You're a gatefold.
I'm a gatefold. You guys were talking new wave or British heavy metal, and as you were talking about it, I was showing a bunch of singles because I'm going to be doing an update pretty soon, so I got all these singles sitting over here. But
yeah, I bought a lot of those same singles from that same seller.
Yeah, I know you did.
I love that. That's one of the most underrated albums of the '80s, right there. I think so too. And nobody fantastic.
Do you have this one, John?
Okay. Yeah, I do. I actually like them.
New wave
British heavy metal. What was the other one? Overdrive or?
I can't remember. Yeah,
I had to get one of those. Good. While they were one of the original Vardis pressings that while they were still available, So I hopped on that. If anybody cares to get one of these, they're no longer available on eBay for a decent price. They were what? How much did we pay for this? $10?
Yeah, like $10.
Plus like hardly anything for shipping.
Yeah, it was like $15 shipped from the UK.
Yeah, and now it's the shipping is like $25 or $30, and I think they only have the patches left. They don't even have any of this.
Yeah, I got one of the patches
singles.
too,
But if anybody's interested, No Lead to Metal Records has 4 or 5 extra copies on for sale on our site, and they are cheaper than I've ever seen them before, because they usually used to sell for like $50 or $60. But with the band finding a stack of whatever they had, was it 25 or something like that, they went down a little bit. So you can get them on the No Lead to Metal site for $15, I think. And Diamond Head, which is a classic 4-song EP, great album. I love Diamond Head, John. I wouldn't call these guys anywhere near glam, but
no, but
although
I didn't say everybody. Now I didn't say everybody. In fact, I named some really killer bands from that era or that genre or whatever. By the way, Roy Z does play on it. Dave Moreno on drums, and Tanya O'Caglahan plays the bass.
Yeah, I think she was in Whitesnake recently.
I believe you have this one, Steve.
What's that one?
Diamond Head's 4 Cuts EP.
No, I don't think I have. Or did you send it to me?
Uh-huh.
I haven't.
Hey,
I mean, that box.
right
So you can find that CD is hard to find.
Which one?
I think that was like 2012 or 13. I found it on Discogs years ago, but even used, they go for like $30.
The Megalodon EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it, but
let's do this for the last 15 minutes. Why don't we just open it up and see what you guys want to ask us or talk about or anything like that?
Yeah.
We haven't done that in a while, so just throw some questions our way and we'll scatter shoot for the.
Here's another grail I got in the mail.
The thing about COC too is if it wasn't the Pepper Keenan era, it just doesn't sell that well, unfortunately. So a lot of that stuff from that era, Pepper wasn't in the band, so they just weren't selling that way.
Didn't Kyle Thomas actually sing for them for a brief stint, or was that somebody else?
He sang for Trouble on an album, I think.
Oh, you know what? I have seen this, and you know who had special copies of this album is our buddy over at Born Late Records. Now that I see the cover, I have seen this.
Oh, the Megalodon? Yeah.
Yeah. And it is super, super rare. I think it was a Euro thing only. I think they got, let's see, what does it say about it? CD only.
Hi, Scott. Did you get that? Where'd it go? Hi, Scott. Did you get that from Gary? Because I seen it on his Facebook. Did I get what from Gary? Sorry, I showed so much stuff. I don't know which one you're talking about. But I got a couple here that they're hair metal Robs.
The Blind album was Pepper Keenan singing.
Just Got Lucky. Who's the band?
Dokken.
Even I knew that.
Into the Fire.
Dokken.
Yep.
From Tooth and Nail. Track 3,
Yep.
I think.
Oh gosh, you're good. You're real good.
TJ Lewis is here from Forebode.
Actually,
TJ,
I'm sorry.
I will have
You're right.
you know that at my stepson's basketball games, I got to buddy up with this metalhead dude. He's 6'9", and he looks like a Viking. And we got to talking one day about music and metal and whatever. And one of the first things I recommended to him was Forebode, just so we're clear.
I've heard rumblings about
Boone.
Forebode. Are they going to make a comeback?
They are good.
TJ Lewis.
Are they going to make a comeback?
Are they going to make a comeback?
Do you have inside information we don't know about?
Inquisitive mind. Well, TJ would know.
Is he over there?
Who's the band? Bar 7? Never heard of him.
I know him.
But I know Papa Wayne.
I do know him.
Yes, I do.
Google Born Late Records. You can email him.
Yeah.
Yep. He'll
Or
sell
message
it online.
him.
He'll sell online.
Or I can go
Yeah.
over to his house and ask him. if
Yeah,
he's got-
yeah. I was thinking of the follow-up album, but yeah. Yeah, he did backing vocals on Blind. That's my favorite album from them, by the way.
What's the one with the pig on the cover?
Wise Blood.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That's a
I
great
like
album
that
too. That they had a 3 or 4 album stretch there. They were all fantastic. I love the early stuff, the early thrash stuff too, and the
Yep.
crossover stuff.
Vote with a Bullet. I agree. That's a great song.
Yeah. Oh, Crimson Glory. Yes. No, I did not get that from him. I got it from somebody in Europe. I've been looking for a decent copy for a long time and finally found one that was affordable and in good condition. Yeah, that one was a cool one. And I like the remixed version of the song as well.
This is good.
Dang it. That's a tease if I've ever heard one. Zach, Guillermo, and I have been hanging out again. That's all I can say. Smiley face, tongue sticking out.
Yeah, if you guys want some doomy, sludgy, heavy, with growling vocal, just sludge metal, check out Forebode TX on
And
Bandcamp.
and check out the Metal Roundtable. What, episode 50?
It's a good question.
Around 50, where we actually had them playing right there in my living room for my birthday.
Yes, we did.
It was awesome.
Eddie works at Sweetwater now.
Sweet.
Oh, read that, Scott.
I wish Crimson Glory or Hellstar had box sets to get much of their material in one buy. Yeah.
Hmm.
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 I wonder if we could get. I wonder if there's like we could get like a Hellstar like deep cuts thing where it's like all these like really obscure cuts and demos and live stuff. That'd be kind of cool to get.
Oh, that would be kind of cool. Hmm. Huh.
Hint, hint.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, did you just show the tape, the DAT tape things?
Yeah.
Oh, it kind of smells like napalm in the morning, doesn't it?
This
It kind of smells like victory.
I love that
this smells like
song.
a box set to me.
Sodom Napalm in the Morning. Love that song.
I was referring to Apocalypse Now, but that's
Right.
But yes, Napalm Death works also.
There is lots of
Sodom.
Hellstar stuff being transferred and edited right now. I have no idea the actual fate of it, but things
I'll
are
bet if
being-
they asked you to do it, I bet I know what the fate might be.
things are being talked about. I made the suggestion, and the tapes are now here. So we'll see.
I know a guy that
Greg,
does
just stick ar-
album cover artwork too for Hellstar.
Just stick around because if it happens, it'll be one of the labels that I do stuff for. It'll be No Life Till Metal or one of those guys. So yeah,
You know what I'd like to see on vinyl?
stay in touch.
Rotting Corpse.
Sacred Reich Heel.
I have it.
Weird. Yeah.
Minus
your copy
one
from?
song.
Is your copy sound kind of mid-rangey and flat, or does it sound remastered?
Oh,
Where's your
man.
copy from? Where was it? Where they pressed those at? Brazil?
I think they were Europe only.
Hmm.
I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna look real quick and see if I can figure that out.
Yeah, I think it was Europe only.
I have the CD. I don't have the vinyl.
They only did one pressing of it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they're hard to find, and I'm sure you did. I'm sure you played plenty for it too. So
Yeah, I got a sealed copy that was in mint condition. I paid like $150 for it.
Eesh.
That was shipped. That was with shipping from the UK.
okay, so it was only released in Germany in 1996. Yep,
Yep.
and it is missing a song for some reason.
I
Seems
wouldn't
like I
say
have
it's
this-
not thrashy. There's some thrash in there, but there's some.
Oh
heavy
heck
metal.
yeah, there's some really fast songs on there.
But
Yeah.
it's more of a chugging record than a thrashing record.
But Sacred Reich has always been kind of chugging, in my opinion.
Mm.
I mean, think of a song called
Ignorance
the
is
American
pretty
Way.
thrashy.
What's that?
Ignorance was pretty thrashy.
True,
Pretty-
but think of a song like The American Way.
Yeah.
Dun,
okay.
dun, 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 dun. I mean, it was just, anyhow. Well, you can get a copy of they have a copy for sale on Discogs if you guys are interested for $120.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's
got
not
that
going rate though.
Or you know
the
what? I
going
would just
rate-
I have a feeling we should all just wait.
yeah.
You know, maybe 4 to 6 months, and somehow that price will come down and the quality of the sound will be better. So shameless self-promotion, as TJ Lewis would say.
yeah, it is that is one coming out. I don't think it's a huge secret. But yes, that Sacred
Unofficially
Reich Heel is
speaking-
finally coming out on vinyl, as is Liar and both Slaughterhouse albums,
Huh?
and a few others.
Hey, Papa Wayne just defined what Bar 7 was. Members of Tesla.
Ah.
And only one album. And by the way, I just heard through the grapevine that
Oh, I have that Bar 7 CD.
that the Tesla is coming out with the 2 cover albums on vinyl for Record Store Day. Is that true?
I don't know. I didn't even look at the Record Store Day list.
I don't even know is it out yet for
Yeah,
April.
it's been out.
I think it is.
There
Yeah,
was some pretty good stuff on the. I was surprised how much good hard rock and metal there was on the. I don't remember off the top of my head what it was, but there were some good records listed, including a certain Voivod record.
Yeah,
Really? Really?
I don't
I thought I
know.
know another one.
Who knew?
What's the other one? Converge.
Converge, the kind of the psych hardcore.
This one
and
should have been-
no, I thought there was a. No, Converge is on the other label, isn't it? That already came
Yeah.
out.
In This Moment's going to be in there as well.
Okay.
Again, that's the second one because this is the third album, but this is the first album that also came out on Record Store Day.
Hmm.
I heard the guy who does the mastering on this is kind of a wanker.
Is a wanka?
I heard
Sure,
the
he
artist
is a
was
wanka.
Jack Wagon.
The artist is a jackwagon, I can tell you that right now.
I heard he
We're
has.
just being
I heard he does an internet metal show and his dogs bark all the time. That's what I heard.
Eric Carr's second album is coming out on Record Store Day, as I heard about that too.
Did he even have
Although-
I didn't ever knew he had a first album come out. Shows you what I know.
And that album came out years and years ago, and it came out again the last Record Store Day. It's really
It's
just a
not-
compilation
I mean,
of songs he
you
was
can
working
tell
on.
the family put it together after. There's some really bad production issues with it. The songs aren't mastered at the same levels.
It's definitely a Kiss fanatic
Yeah.
thing. It's not something I've had the Rockology. I've had that CD for decades.
Yeah.
And it was I've listened to it when I first got it. I can't remember the last time I heard it. It's just
not. I mean, it's not great. No.
and he wasn't. There's a few cool things on there, but
Yeah.
it wasn't done. He wasn't finished with it. It was basically a bunch of demos. So it was never. I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah, it's like 3 songs that were done, and then like the rest of it's just demos and rough mixes.
Anybody gonna go see Power Trip?
I'm interested to see the new singer. Yes.
Well, you've seen if you've seen Fugitive, you've seen Power Trip 2.0.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know about Fugitive.
Are you Texas guys going to go see Flotsam and Jetsam with
Iron Jaw?
with our boys Iron Jaw?
Yeah. At
That's coming up.
the Mighty Haltham Theater.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
coming
we
up
are.
soon.
I know a guy that drew
Still
their
haven't seen
Iron
that.
Jaw t-shirts. Both
I
of them.
haven't seen Flotsam and Jetsam since 1995.
I saw them last year. They were
Wow.
great.
I saw them
Well,
at the,
they've canceled their last 3 shows here. The last 3 times they were supposed to play here, something happened. So
We saw him with Hellstar opening.
yeah. And didn't we see him with at Tomcats with Venom Inc.? Or no, that was somebody else. That was
Venom Inc.
Hellstar.
Also-
at Gas Monkey Live. You and I saw Flotsam at whatever that
Tomcats.
place is across the street from the Rail Club.
did that
Tomcats.
place shut down now? Gas Monkey, is it gone?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
gone. They're both gone.
Yeah.
It changed to Amplified Live, and once they had once the big venue was gone, they just had no chance because they were trying to shoehorn 2,000 people into a 600 cap room, and it got them in big trouble.
Yeah, I was there for the Ill-Fated Wasp show.
Oh, that's
and they
right.
shut everything
We did
down.
have
Oh, was that where that was? Okay.
much discussion about that, but there are some really, as many as venues are closing. There are some that are opening up that are really, really good, like the Haltham Theater. That Chaz Buchanan has it going on over there. He's got a great sound system, a huge stage, great lighting, a good sound guy, and he's got the side room that is equally as exciting. I mean, it's really a good venue. And I hear rumors that the Rail may open up again. Who knows?
Did I swear?
Who knows? Well,
Headbanging Zulu said I swear. Headbanging Zulu said I was swearing like a Brit. Did I swear?
I don't know. You might have said I swear. But
no, I didn't hear anything.
Well, before you go, here's one for Carcass too. Hey, Carcass, the drummer for Eddie's band
is broken playing with a death metal band. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah,
oh, the W word. Oh, you said wanka.
Oh, that's right.
Wanka.
Yeah. Oh, you did say wanka.
That's out of Spinal Tap.
Yeah, but it's still bad.
Doesn't it mean jerk off? Same thing.
I don't know. A wanker, and then you're chuffed, and then I don't know.
Well, chuffed, I think, and because I hear Headbang Zulu say it all the time on his channel, I think that means you're excited about something. I'm chuffed.
Oh,
yeah, I think so.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that kind of excited. Huh? Okay. Well, got it.
In Britain, it's a swear word.
And bloody.
Yeah, but when
you're a bloody wanker, are you chuffed? Wow, look at that. I just got it. I just hit the trifecta.
Yeah,
I never could figure out what bloody means. I would hear people saying, "Oh, that was bloody great." Is that like us using the F word? I never really understood that. I'm almost 54 and I don't.
Well, it's no different than saying that was freaking awesome.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Bloody awesome, mate.
Exactly, same thing.
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
Words are just
words.
Sorry,
didn't know it was a cuss word.
If words hurt your feelings, man, we got bigger issues.
Not that I don't ever cuss, but I try to not for the most part. I don't want to get into it. I just don't want to get into the habit of, because I have friends who just like every 3 words is the F word out of their mouth, and I'll look at them. I'm like, do you realize you just used in one sentence you used the F word 4 times? And they're like, I did.
They use it like a punctuation point.
I used to be that way. I was really bad.
I used to work out with a guy who was like that too. He's from New York and he had that really thick New York accent, really cool, guy. But my daughter would be working out with, and my daughter said to him, "You cuss a lot." She goes, "You have to give me $1 every time you cuss from now on." And man, she would catch him all the time.
And he was broke in 30 minutes.
He finally stopped. He did. He stopped. He stopped doing it because she kept catching him and saying, "Oh, you owe me $1. You owe me $1." And he paid her eventually.
Oh,
pretty
wow,
funny, anyhow.
Funny. All right, boys.
Hey, one more parting thing. I don't know if it is there, but in New Mexico, it's today is voting day, so make sure everybody goes out and cast your votes.
Already did my civic duty, Chief.
Yep.
Wow.
I'll be doing that as soon as we get off the air here.
Look at you.
All right, boys. That is how we do it. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Metal Rob's Records. Follow the Carcass on Instagram at Carcass John Art. You can follow Steve on Instagram, right? At Harmless Rebel 868. Is that right?
YouTube.
I'm a moron. And Scooter Waters, you can find him. Just search No Life Till Metal. You can't miss him. It'll be great for you.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere.
For episode 216, I am Metal Rob, and until next time,
Metal will prevail.
You know it.